it? Yeah, okay. I saw we truck parked out there. I'm like, that's gotta be bad. Yeah.
Can we just get an apple?
We are the only people.
Okay, let's just get it.
Come out here. It's just you.
Ben sit.
Is he the one giving you a hard time like the Patriots?
It's a
Here at Pulaski Academy, we're privileged to get to celebrate a lot of greatness that happens, from student achievements and national merit finalists to the arts. And today it's about student athletes and their successes, but more than that, they're taking the next step towards playing at the college level. It's a very small percentage of kids that are able to do that and that choose to do that as well. So my hats off to them for choosing the tough road, because it seems like it's a glorified type thing, but it's a tough road. And it's hard work, and there's a lot that goes into it, and equally as much got into getting them to this point, like so many of our athletes here at PA. First, I'd like to thank the PA community for all the support they show to all our sports, to everything that we do. It's an unbelievable place. You guys know that, but until you go somewhere else or talk to other people, you don't realize how special it is. So thankful to the community for the support. Very thankful to the administration. I get to deal with a lot of athletic directors from around the state and around the country, and there's always a decision whether people want to be great at athletics or great at academics. And here at Pulaski Academy, I am proud to say, and I would not want to be a part of a school that was anything less than this, they want to be great and allow our students to be great and pursue excellence in anything they want to, whether it is athletics, academics, or the arts. And I think that's fantastic. We should push for greatness in everything and not try to limit anything. And I'm proud of that at Pulaski Academy. I'd like to thank especially Alicia Castleberry, the Dean of Students, for the time and effort she puts into helping all of our students, but set this up today and our student athletes. I'd like to also thank Lynn Schuster for her work. There's cake up there when we're done. There's a cake for each student athlete to their respective school, and the Bruinbackers for their work in helping put that on, as well as our maintenance staff for the setup and all the time and effort they do. We're lucky today. We have two sports. It's a two-sport signing day. Today's National Signing Day for football. It's National Signing Day for soccer, and we're blessed to have both. And I couldn't be more proud of everybody sitting up here, but especially Emily for being the sole girl to be sitting up here. It's kind of tough sometimes. We're going in alphabetical order, so nobody up there gets any ideas about favoritism or this or that. So we started doing that a long time ago. So we're going to start with Alan down here. But before we do, since we're talking about Alan, talking about football, I'd like to say some general things about the whole football group, so I don't have to say about them individually. The total record of this football class, the seniors, is 41-1 with 3 state championships. They will exit with the most wins by a senior class in PA history, and they will also exit with the total number as freshmen moving up. They won their last 5 games for a total of 46-1 and 4 state championships. That's been done only once by one other school since the 1950s. So quite an accomplishment, quite a run for these guys, and it's a tribute to the classes before, the classes after, as well as all the teammates involved. Everybody that's a part of PA Bruin football plays a role, plays an important role. And every player on that team knows that they play a significant role, and they're as important as they want to be. That's kind of a motto we threw in a long time ago. You're as important as you want to be. Moving on, not only that, but along with Emily, each of these guys represented our school in a way that we could be proud of. We have some very high academic kids up here. We have some high moral character kids up here. And to be able to stand up here, it makes me so proud to know what kind of kids we have. We have kids with great hearts, kids with creative minds, kids that are going to do all different things and go all across our country, not only representing us, but leading us into the future. So I'm extremely proud to be a part of that. First up is Alan Amumu. When you come to PA, you play football, you get moved around, you get asked to do some different things. Alan's a young man that played guard as a sophomore and played a lot then. We asked him to move positions to center. He did that his junior and senior year. And then we allow our linemen to do some things that are kind of special. Alan was allowed to carry the football one time this year. He's 1 for 1 for a touchdown. So that tells you his coach probably should have been a little smarter, and if he's that efficient to score a touchdown every time, maybe I should have given it to him 50 times. Alan would probably agree with that. But we needed him blocking too, so it was a tough go-between. But Alan is doing, each kid, I'm looking over it and trying to think of something to say. and you look and you go, I don't even have to think of anything. Each one has something unique that I want to talk about. Alan is doing one of my favorite things. My favorite song in the world is the national anthem. And coming from a family that had some people in the military and watching the service and the commitment my grandfather was and my great-grandfather, Alan going to choose to be selfless and going to the Air Force Academy. That's a commitment. That's a very strong commitment, and it's to our country, and it's service first, and we always say service is leadership in down and around the athletic area, and he's doing just that, and I couldn't be more pleased because he's choosing the hard road. He will be our 5th student athlete to go to the Air Force Academy, and we have had some great ones, and I expect Alan to continue that greatness, and I expect him to continue his service throughout not only his Air Force career, but throughout his life. Alan, I couldn't be more proud to announce that you're signing with the Air Force Academy right now.
Good afternoon. First and foremost, I want to thank God, because without Him, none of this would even be possible. My faith and trust in Him has opened countless doors for me, and I'm forever grateful. Everything I do and have done is in His name. I want to thank the entire coaching staff at PA for some of the best years of my life. I want to thank especially Coach Kelly for helping me through the recruiting process, and for Coach Amsler for being the best position coach anyone could ask for. And I just want to thank those guys for everything they've taught me. I want to take the time out to thank my wrestling coaches, Coach Dickey, Coach Pat, Coach Hatcher, Coach Noel. Wrestling's taught me so much and shown me how far I could push myself, and hard work, commitment, and dedication that sport has taught me is undoubtedly one of the major reasons I'm signing today. I want to thank my teammates in both sports, especially my Tanks, Big B's, M&A Enterprise, my Blue Truck Boys, and QB1. The relationships I've built with you guys will last a lifetime, and you've been with me through the ups and downs, through the hot and cold, and had my back through everything. So I just want to thank you for your unwavering support. I want to thank my friends for being an outlet off the field, and I want to thank all the fans who make playing at home just an incredible experience, and everyone who supports Bruin football. Last but not least, I want to thank my family. You guys have been there for me and never stopped believing in what I can do. You guys have sacrificed for me, put up with me, and you've given me everything I could have ever asked for, and I hope I've made you proud. Mom, you've been my rock. You've been someone I can talk to after a bad game, and you've been cheering so loud I can hear you on the sidelines. I want to thank you for sitting through the cold games and watching the blistering hot practices in the summer. I'll always be your little munchkin. Dad, thank you for being a role model to me and for always being there to talk football or life or anything. You always provided for me, and told me if I could do anything if I just worked for it. And Errol, thank you for being the best water boy and brother I could have ever asked for. And I cannot wait to watch you grow up and hopefully stand here and sign yourself one day. With that being said, I'm beyond excited to sign to the United States Air Force Academy and bring the success that's bred here at Pulaski Academy with me. I want to thank the Air Force coaching staff for giving me the opportunity to play the game I love and serve this great country. God bless America, and go Falcons.
You always worry about the kids and how they're going to react under the pressure up here. As you can see, Alan reacted very well. Alan, that's going to be tough to beat right there, but I challenge the rest of you to beat that speed. That was nice. It's always a competition in PA. That's a good thing, though. Life's competition. Throughout the rest of these, I'm going to be thanking some other people that have helped along the way. We've got, I just didn't want to try to cram it all in at once, but right now I want to also issue a special thank you, and I'd like a round of applause for her. She is the best, and I told her today, and she's so good with all of our kids and teaching our kids that there's more to life and more to college. If you want to go to Arkansas, that's great. If you don't want to, there's other places, and she works to help get us in all those places. But the whole counselor's office up there with Miss Staples and Miss Patterson, but Cheryl Watts is the absolute best. Please give her a round of applause. I've been fortunate enough to work with her for 21 years, and I've learned more from her than I have anybody else. So, all right, next up is, as Alan called him, QB1, and Lane Hatcher. Lane Hatcher, I've been lucky enough to coach, mentor, be a part of his life for as long as I could remember, watching different things happen. Lane throw up cookies in the floor at 3 years old, and running around causing trouble in our practices when he was 4 and 5 years old, coming to senior high practices and watching. And it's been special to watch Lane grow up and turn into a quarterback. And you know, when his family and I have been friends for a long time, and that puts a little undue pressure on you, because people say you're getting to play quarterback because your dad's Coach Kelly's friend. And nothing could be further from the truth. And I think he was, you know, a part of him wanted to show everybody that he had earned his way, and I think he did just that this year. Lane's he's the epitome of hard work. I said that in social media today. He works really hard at everything he does. The kid basically has a 12-hour-a-day job, even in the summer, getting ready. And hard work, there's no substitute. You're going to get in what you put out. You're going to get out what you put into things, and he's shown that over and over and over. He's an undersized quarterback, according to today's standards, and didn't get all the national recognition as a 6'5" quarterback would, but it didn't matter. Lane's going where he needs to be going, and for us, I didn't care if he was 6'5" or 6 foot or whatever. He just came to work every day and came to lead and came to help us win games. At the same time, he was my favorite thing about him is the behind-the-scenes stuff he did with some of the younger guys that I think even some of his teammates didn't even know about. It's a testament to his character, but it's a testament to his focus on not just his year, but helping the future out. And it takes a vision like that to keep things going when they're at such a high level already and intended not to regress. Lane this year threw for 5,779 yards. He ran and threw for 77 touchdowns. And 10 of those were rushing. He set 20 state passing records and 1 national record. He absolutely could not have done any of that, and he'll be the first one to say, without everybody on the football team, from giving them looks on defense to the offensive line, a couple of those guys are up here, to the receivers that work tirelessly on Sundays when nobody else is up here, and works year-round. And he couldn't have done it without them. He'll be the first one to tell you. So those records are a tribute to the entire football team. And to be honest, being able to play at home in front of a crowd that drowns out the other's defensive calls and inspires our guys to keep going when they're tired. And he had some great receivers, but he did an absolutely wonderful job. I'm fortunate to say Lane's going to be playing in-state, so it's a little easier to watch some of the guys when they're in-state and get up to a game, because we absolutely want to be able to do that. But because of how long I've known you, it makes it a little more special, Lane, and getting to coach you day in, day out for the last 4 years. I'm proud to say Lane Hatcher is going to sign with Arkansas State University.
All right, well, first off, I want to thank God for surrounding me with such a great group of people. If you come to a game, you know I have my own student section cheering for me with my sisters and their husbands and all that. And then I want to thank Coach Kelly for helping me get to where I am today on the football field and in the recruiting process. He worked harder than anybody's ever worked for a recruit in my mind, so for him I'm forever grateful for giving me this opportunity. As well as the other coaches, Coach Taylor, Coach Lucas, Coach Ambler, Coach Peterson, Coach Thrash. Next, I want to thank my wrestling coach, Coach Pat. He changed my life after the 8th grade and put a toughness in me that I can't replace, and I think that showed on the football field, obviously, for a 5'11" kid running around. And I want to thank Coach Dickey, my other wrestling coach, as well. He helped push me along the way and truly develop a leader in me and help me to be the best person I can be on and off the field. Miss Castleberry, there's no way I would make it through high school without you. I know you pulled some strings for me along the way, Miss Watts, I'm sure I did 100 things wrong applying for college, but you never told me and you helped me out the whole time. I want to thank my sisters as well. They set the bar high. I was always chasing them, I think. Kelsey was hard to catch. I never got to her, but they were pretty good and they set the bar high and showed me how to be a better person every day. Next, I want to thank my team and my boys that are here today. My Jets, my whole line up front. There's nothing that I did that wasn't because of you guys. There were a lot of bad throws and a lot of bad plays that you guys bailed me out of. Coach Lux, Chris Owen, all you guys raised me as your own from a young age, and I'm forever grateful to you for that. And my mom and my dad. My mom, she was always there to pick me up. I'm pretty hard on myself most of the time, so having her there to pick me up was truly a blessing. My dad, he believed in me before anybody else did, including myself, and I'm forever grateful to him for that. Thank you very much.
Next up is a young man that I've known for a long, long time, but when he came into our program as a ninth grader moving up, I thought, boy, this kid's going to have a tough time. He's very loud and he likes to talk, and as a ninth grader, when you move up, everybody just likes you to keep your mouth shut and not say much. Just get the lay of the land for a while, maybe for a couple of years, and that wasn't Trey. Trey moved up and as a 10th grader, again, very vocal. Some of the seniors would come to me, Coach, we think he's just talking to impress you, I didn't know at first, and Trey's talking because he's a leader. He's talking because he wants things to be done right, he wants things to be done well, and he wants to win. And we're really, really lucky to have watched this kid grow up, and he had goals maybe earlier than anybody else up here that I didn't think a young man that age could have. And I remember talking to him back in the 5th and 6th grade about some of those goals, and he wanted to go to the Ivy Leagues, and he wants that opportunity, and he knew he would have to work and earn his way to do that. And along the way, I was just thinking, that's a lot of test scores, that's a lot of good grades, that's a lot of efficiency on the football field or basketball court. And at one time, I feel guilty because I was trying to talk him out of playing 2 sports in college, and not really talking about, you don't want to hold a kid back, but then you want the kid to have the best chance to be successful. And after a while, it just became a thing where you're like, you know, Trey, you to go and do whatever you want to do and try, because I'm certainly not going to be the one to tell you can't do that. Trey Johnson at PA had the same record as these other guys. He was a part of that great run. This year he had 98 catches for 1,561 yards and 19 touchdowns. I think he was second in the state to TDs to our own Brett Lynch, led the state in touchdowns. So those 2 guys made some good receivers. Then Hayden Cobb and Nathan Biagioni along with them made it just a spectacular group of seniors in that area. Trey's he's gonna achieve his goal of going to an Ivy League school, and he had his choice of at least 6 that I know of. And everybody that I talked to, here was the thing that was said about Trey. Coach, as an 18-year-old kid, I think this kid could be the President of the United States. And I thought that's a fitting tribute, because he carries himself well, he's articulate, extremely intelligent, but when it's time to focus and time to play, he did that as well as anybody that we've had. So, Trey, I couldn't be more proud of your character and the leadership that you've shown through and through. And I think everybody on our team knows how I felt about your leadership. And also somebody that could set goals at such a young age and work so hard and overcome so many things to achieve them. It's his time. Proud to announce that Trey Johnson will be signing with Columbia University in New York in the Ivy League.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, today's just been kind of surreal. Just looking back and thinking about all the memories with these guys. I remember being in 6th grade with legit all of these guys. That's how long we've known each other. And having our dads on the sideline with us, Coach Hatcher, Coach Jones, just having all of them running through tackling drills, tackling high schoolers, thinking, what in the world are we doing? But they had they had this vision for us. They saw what we didn't. And it's just crazy to think here today, here we are 6 years later, all signing to play in college. It's just, that's just a testament to how great God is. Of course, I have to thank my parents for always supporting me. You know, they would say some things sometimes I wouldn't agree with, but I knew they always had my heart, my best interest at heart. So I just love them so much. I have to tell them that. I just love that they gave me and sent me to Pulaski Academy at such a young age. You know, when you're a 4-year-old, you're just going to school, but they saw the end goal. You know, Miss Patty was my kindergarten teacher, best teacher I ever had, you know, of course. You know, and it was just the perfect place to thrive academically and athletically. I want to thank my sister Tori for coming to all the games that she could, you know, always being there. Gotta thank my little brother Braylon. You know, he was there sometimes when I didn't want him to be, but you know, but you gotta love him. You know, we definitely had some battles at home, but he was always my shadow, and he was always pushing me to be better. You know, as I mentioned earlier, God has given me so many blessings, and without Him, none of this would be possible. So I just have to thank Him once again. Of course, I have to thank Coach Kelly, Coach Lucas, Coach Taylor, and all the other coaches that I've always had, including Coach Franks, my basketball coach, Coach Morgan, and my junior high coach, Coach Brad Wood. You know, all of them meant so much to me, and I know I'm not the person I am without them. Finally, I have to thank all my teammates. You know, without them, I wouldn't be standing here today. There was times where I didn't want to play football, but I kept going because of each one of these guys. Each one of them meant so much to me. You know, Luke's been my best friend since 3rd grade. When we played football, we didn't even want to tackle each other. We were like, that kid's too big, I'm good. You know, and then Brooks and Isaiah, they both came along, you know, 5th, 6th grade, and those are friends that I've had my entire life. You know, I just love them. I don't know what I would be without them. I gotta go back to Allen, you know. Whenever I see Allen, there's this video of him. Errol made the video, and he has his little Thor hammer, and he just throws it, and he's just like, "This is Thor," and I'm like, and I mean, like, just as Allen, you know, he's so energetic, and he's just loving, and I know if I ever need anybody to have my back, Allen got it. And I don't even gotta talk about QB1. I mean, Lane. I mean, that's another brother to me. I don't know what I would do without him. Every day before the game, we go into his house playing video games. He would beat me in PGA golf, you know. I would beat him in Madden. So I always told him I was a better quarterback, but that's that, of course. And, you know, just finally, to all of you guys, and even all my other teammates, this is not the end of our journey. This is just the beginning. Go Lions.
Next up, we have Luke Jones. I'm going to take some credit. I told Luke's dad a long time ago, I said, Luke will be the highest rated recruited kid in this class. And I said, because he's got size and he's got great feet and he's athletic for such a big guy. And I don't get him right a whole lot of time, but I was pretty good about that one. I didn't know the extent of where he would be able to go based off, I didn't know, you know, how his test scores would be, but then he goes and does an outstanding job there. And with the PA background and education, it certainly helped him achieve what he needed to really open up avenues to the Ivy Leagues and to places like Notre Dame as well as Arkansas. The thing that stands out to me about this process is for Luke is he was in a situation where he's committed to Arkansas. We don't like people to, I tell a kid, when you commit, commit. And I probably mean it maybe too strongly sometimes. And I just think committing's like a marriage. And when he said he would commit to Arkansas, I said, then you're not going to change. Well, you know, when Arkansas lost their coach, Coach Bielema, that was tough for Luke, and they weren't allowed to call the recruits for a couple of weeks. And while everybody on the outside is like, oh, Luke gets a scholarship to Arkansas, they don't know how tough it is on the back side. You don't know who's going to be there. You don't know if they're going to want you anymore. You don't know anything. And he came and said, you know, I'm thinking about decommitting, and talked through the process. And I said, I do support you in that, because it's not the same Arkansas that you committed to. And if you want to go back there, but this is a big decision, it's going to affect the rest of your life, probably who you marry, maybe where you live, the job you have, the contacts you make. And it's a big decision, so you need to do it for the right reasons. And Notre Dame came calling. He went up there and fell in love with it instantly. And the most marvelous fact is Notre Dame, they don't have any lower requirements for football players than they do any other students. You've got to have high test scores, high character, a lot of community service, a lot of things to get into Notre Dame. And they didn't even blink when we sent Luke stuff to them. They're like, oh, this kid's in automatically. And talk about making a coach feel proud. And more proud of the fact that Luke wanted to please the people in the state of Arkansas. It's hard to leave Arkansas when you're allowed to become a Razorback, when they've asked you to become a Razorback. And he went ahead and made the hard decision. And we talked to kids in all sports about making tough decisions, and he made the tough decision that he thought was the right decision. And as long as you're doing what's right, you know, you're always going to be fine. And I know that then Notre Dame lost a coach. And we were kind of back to square one, and it was a tough process. And Luke remained steady. He represented us extremely well. He was talking to the coaches and did all the right things with all the coaches that were recruiting him. And at the same time, I got to watch him just become a man in that whole thing, because it was tougher than we could describe to you guys. And I don't know if Luke would want me telling you all that, but I want you to know, when you sit up here, it's not all fun and games. There's a lot of drama behind the scenes, and a lot of, you know, teary times and things like that. Luke, I couldn't be more proud of the way you handled it, the way you represented it. And I'm proud of what you did on the football field, but I'm more proud of the way you represent us. And I can't wait for you to go to Notre Dame. I'm proud of you for making that tough decision. And at this time, Luke and his one touchdown run, just like Allen, are going to take his talents, as they say, to the University of Notre Dame.
Thank you, everyone who came out today to show love to me and my boys who are signing to play college football. Man, this is crazy. We've been thinking about this day since 5th grade, and now we're all up here doing it. And I wouldn't be up here today if it weren't for God and my amazing family. Mom, thank you for always praying with me, cooking for me all the time, and being my biggest fan. Dad, thank you for holding me accountable, making sure I never missed a workout, and making me the man I am today. Mallory, thank you for jumping on last-second planner rides with me, go to colleges all across the nation, never complaining about it once. Cole, thank you for challenging me in just about everything and making me a competitor. Coach Kelly, Coach Amsler, the whole football staff, and all of my teammates, thank you for showing me what it's like to win, for pushing me in practice, and for believing in me when sometimes I didn't believe in myself. It's been a blessing to be able to play for you guys and with you guys. Miss Shu, thank you for helping me survive high school and making sure I was always on top of my academics. To all my friends, thank you for being so supportive during this process. I could always count on you guys for advice, and when I was unsure where I wanted to go, you guys would talk through it with me. And lastly, shout out to my D1 trainer, Marshall. He's getting me right and ready for college football. Without all of you guys, I wouldn't be standing up here today. So thank you. Go Bruins and go Irish.
As Coach Kelly said, he's probably not going to understand me very much, so I won't going to talk for very long, but I want to say a few things about Emily. Being lucky enough to coach her since she was 5, she plays on our club team, and to coach her through high school, and it's just so hard to believe that she's going to college and she's that age. Could tell you a few funny stories about Em, but I'm going to leave that today because I don't want to embarrass her. too much, but I'll keep that for next time. You know, as a player, Emily's just so tough, just ultra competitive, hard working, just all the things you'd want as a coach, you know. And I think as a person, she's the same way. You know, we talk to other coaches, and they hate playing against Emily. You know, nobody likes playing against them. You know, I look around at the girls here that play on our high school team, and our club team are here, and they'll tell you they don't want to be on the other team when we have practice or we have training, because they'll end up with some bruises. Because you know, Emily is very competitive, and nobody likes playing against her. That's for sure. And I think that's just the way that Emily has been since she's been 5 and 6 years of age. So, you know, from a coach's point of view, all coaches, they just want to, you know, they want her on the team. Somebody like that, somebody like Emily, you know, she's so different in terms of you just can't replace her. When you take Emily off the field, the game changes, and that's quite difficult in soccer for one player to do that. So, you know, as Emily said, I mean, since she was 5, I talk too much. You know, so I'm going to keep this brief and let her come up here and say a few things. We're just so proud of you from school, but also from our club. A lot of our club players are here today, and I know they think the world of you, and it's going to be difficult next year without you. It's just going to be a lot harder, like I said. Having you in the team gives us a better chance of winning. Again, we're very proud of you. I think whatever you go on and do, you'll be successful because of your work ethic. And with that said, Emily's going to sign for Washington League. Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to begin by thanking all of you guys for coming out and supporting every single one of the athletes here today in our first steps in our athletic career. Mom and Dad, thank you for giving up endless hours, driving to multiple tournaments and showcases on the weekends, and always supporting me through the ups and downs to get me where I am today. I love you guys. Coach Chris, Coach Julian, and Coach Nick, thank you for always making soccer fun and enjoyable, and always encouraging me to work hard no matter what. Coach Lux, thank you for training me during my off season and always encouraging me to be the best version of myself. Coach Hatcher, thank you for pushing me as a young child and instilling in me the heart of a champion. Because of your coaching during my developmental years, I now hate to lose more than I love to win. To all my teammates, you're my family. Y'all have been there for me from the beginning, and y'all have always been there to pick me up when I'm down, and on my hard days, y'all keep me focused, and I love the game because of y'all. Without y'all, I would not be the person I am today, and y'all mean the world to me. I love you guys. A big thank you to all the teachers and coaches of the PA faculty and staff that have dealt with my hectic schedule and made an impact in my life. A special thank you to Coach Norwood for coaching me in cross country and now swim and just keeping me together and in shape. I'm excited to see where these next few years of my life take me in both my academic and athletic endeavors. And thank you all once again for coming. Go Generals.
I know some of you are thinking, oh, this is a long time. It's a lot of kids. And while it's going to be just a few more minutes for you, it'll mean a lifetime to them. So we appreciate your focus and your efforts and staying with us this long. I'm glad to say I got to coach 2 of the Lettings. Emily has older brother Carlton and Brandon. I got to coach both those guys, and I will say I loved both of them, but you're definitely the best athlete in the family. So you can tell them that. It's been fun watching you. Hopefully we'll get to watch you win a state championship in soccer and go out that way this year. Next up is, well, I want to continue to thanking some people. Along the way, I used to teach a long time ago. Before I became the athletic director, I taught. I've taught at schools in Dallas. And our teachers endure a lot because our students travel. The AAA has put spring sports starting at 4 o'clock. They miss a lot of class. And it's tough for teachers when part of your group's missing. And you have to make stuff up. They're coming to you at different times and doing that. So I really appreciate our faculty and our teachers for dealing with our students missing for school sports and athletics, as well as the other things they miss, and what you put into it. Because I do know it's extra work and you don't get anything extra for it. But I hope you know that you play a big role in helping these kids make the test scores and the academic scores that get them into the places they are. So thank you so much. Now up next is Brooks Walton. Brooks had the opportunity to go play at a few places that I thought they might be autos to go to if it was my kid. Carnegie Mellon, Hendricks. Hendricks is $55,000 and wanted to give him a scholarship to go for free there. And he had some places, but he's a kid that believes in his football talent and wants to give something a try. And he's the prime example of the tremendous character and a tremendous student got him this opportunity. Brooks passed up those other things, and he was up for the Jefferson Memorial Scholarship, which we had 2 young ladies get for the University of Virginia last year, and Brooks decided he wanted to go that route, and he was up for that and decided he wanted to play football there. So I called Coach 2J that's been on campus here before, was thoroughly impressed with a lot of our student athletes in the past, and he said, send me some stuff, let me look at Brooks' stuff, and he did. And I sat down and told him about him, and it took 30 minutes for them to come back and say, you know, he's in school, and we would be glad to have Brooks on our football team too. It's a hard road to walk on to play football at Division I university. A really, really hard road. It's well less than 1% of the kids make it the 4 years playing. So he's chosen the hard path when he could have gone somewhere a higher academic, maybe not much higher than Virginia, but that was an easier path as far as the athletic realm went. And he chose the hard path. And I'm proud to say all your years of hard work as being a great kid, I promise you, with that coaching staff, they all paid off in that moment, because instantly they wanted that kind of person on their football team. And they see the value in that, and coaches do. And people overlook that when we see the bad in the media, but that's what made it possible for you to walk on there. So I'm proud to say at this time that Brooks is going to sign to say that he will be participating on the football team at the University of Virginia.
This is kind of fun. Before I say anything else, I'd like to thank my God for giving me every opportunity I ever could have asked for. Playing college sports has always been my dream, and I know that I could never have achieved this without His help and His guidance in every aspect of my life. I'd like to especially thank both my parents for being the rock in my life that I could always fall back on. They supported me during the best of times and the worst of times. I don't even want to think about how many miles they've traveled, going to different tournaments or games, and they never fail to show how much they love me. And I know at times I haven't been the best at telling y'all this, but Mom, Dad, I love y'all. Thank you so much. You guys have been the absolute best. Special thanks goes out to Malia, little sister over here. Y'all might not know her yet, little freshman, but I gotta be honest, she's a better student than me. And I'm only gonna admit this once, but she's the best athlete in the family. To all my coaches, past and present, thank you. Coach Kelly, Coach Taylor, Coach Wyatt, all the PA coaching staff, you guys have been amazing. You guys have been the best people I could have asked for to be coaches. We sometimes spend, feels like more time with them than with my family, so I'm glad that these are some good quality men that I can learn from. And finally, to all my friends and teammates, you guys are absolutely the best. I've made the best memories possible at PA, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. I mean, it's kind of hard to beat winning 4 state championships, right? That's all thanks to y'all. We share a bond as teammates and friends that not many people can beat, and that I know will last a lifetime. I'll never forget the big moments, winning the games, struggling through hatcher drills, doing all the thousands of up-downs it felt like, but I'll especially cherish the small moments that many people in this room don't understand or even know about. The discussions on the defensive bus, or post-game song and dance, the shenanigans that goes on in the hotel rooms. These have been my favorite parts of high school, and I'll never forget them, ever. Shout out to, all my friends, Four Horsemen, Blue Trucks, Backers, Nerds, even LB, you guys have been the great. You guys have been the greatest. You guys are the reason why high school has been the best. Thank y'all.
I saved this. Brooks had over 300 tackles in high school, and he's intercepted passes and picked up fumbles, and I love Brooks, but from talking to your dad, Brooks, he says your sister might be more competitive and more fierce than you, so we might need to convert her over to football. I don't know. So, the last group I want to thank before going into Isaiah is I want to thank all the coaches that are here that have coached these student athletes, from whether it's the sport that they're in now or it's the sport another sport they've been. I'm a firm believer in life lessons, but I'm a firm believer in character, and I think sports help teach that, but coaches help guide that too. So I'm really proud of all the coaches that have been a part of their lives and helped them become who they are, but the coaches outside of PA, and I think some of them were mentioned, Pat Smith and Scott Lux, and then Bruce Dickey in wrestling, and then our basketball coaches, all of our football coaches. But since it's a football thing right now, I do want to recognize real quickly our football coaches. I think most of them are standing over there. Adam Thrash, hold your applause to the very end. Adam Thrash, Anthony Lucas, Madison Taylor, Jason Wyatt, Chris Peterson all year, and Greg Hatcher all year. And Greg coached some of these kids from the age of 5, and some sitting in the audience that were on the team and not even on the team. And these guys have sacrificed and given time and effort, and they don't do it for the money because you don't make a lot for the stipends, but they do it because they love the kids and love the school. So please give a round of applause to our coaching staff. And then we've absolutely got the best trainer in the business in Todd Ross. I've never met anybody that cared about our kids as much as we have. Last and certainly not least is, but maybe the quietest of the group, is Isaiah Woods. And a young man that's been an absolute pleasure to coach. And character off the field, character on the field. He's been the epitome of what a coach wants. He just waits for you to ask him what to do, and he goes and tries to do it to the absolute best of his ability. He's an undersized kid playing on a defensive line in a big man's game, and he not only played it well, he absolutely excelled and stood out. Out of all the kids up here, Isaiah's getting the best scholarship. He's going to get paid a lot of money to go to school, and on top, so they're paying everything, and then he's going to have cash in his pocket, and that's a great thing. That means you stood out to somebody. But again, the bottom line, it was character. The coaching staff is trying to get character kids as well as great athletes and players on their team. And with Isaiah, they're getting just that. You've been a great teammate. All your teammates would say that. At the same time, you've never asked for anything, and all you've done is given. And along the way, we moved you around, did some different things with you. You never blinked twice. You scored a couple touchdowns this year, and you were actually like 6th on our team in scoring with 30 total points. So that's a testament to a big man that moved around and could do a lot of things. You may have scored more in football than you did in basketball. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how the year turns out there. That wasn't a shot. I was proud of him for scoring a lot in football. But anyway, I am so proud to say when I talk to the coaches about Isaiah, and I talk to this particular staff at the University of Arkansas at Monticello, he has the best scholarship not only of anybody sitting up here, but of anybody on their entire team, freshman through senior. Because they have to split their scholarships. Sometimes they'll give whole ones, and Isaiah has the best one. That's a testament to PA, the student athletes, but the kind of young man that Isaiah is too. At this time, Isaiah Woods is going to sign with the University of Arkansas at Monticello.
All right, first off, I would like to question the statement that Trey said earlier about him beating Lane in Madden. I witnessed it. I think Lane beats him more than he Trey beats him. So. But it's all good. But they're very competitive. Y'all have to see it. It's so funny watching them play Madden. But first off, I would like to, first and foremost, I would like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for blessing me with the abilities I have and allowing me to play college football. Also, I would like to thank Coach Kelly and the entire coaching staff, and the basketball coaching staff at the Pulaski Academy, and my teammates, and also Coach Todd, who's recently at Russellville right now, for believing in me and pushing me every day to be the best I can. And I'll also thank Lau. Oh my gosh. All right. I'd also like to thank my friends for always having my back and supporting me throughout this recruiting process. Just being wonderful friends. Playing college football has been a dream that we all set in the 6th grade, and to be here today and signing today is just a blessing. And I'm proud of every single one of these guys here today. Next, I would like to thank my family, my beautiful family, my mom, my dad, other brother, and 2 sisters. They mean so much to me. I also want to thank my siblings. I love you guys. Continue to keep doing what you're doing, and I hope I see you signing one day. Thank you to everyone who's out here supporting us, and thank you. Go Bulls.
Last 2 people to thank, 2 guys that were big parts of these guys' lives that have moved on to coach other places. I especially wanted to thank, and I don't know if they're watching, I have no idea, but I'd feel bad if I didn't mention their names. Adam DePriest and Todd Wood were part of these guys' lives for a long time and a lot of years, and I appreciate them. We have cake up there. Thank everybody so much. Go Bruins.